Welcome back, folks. It is a terrific Tuesday. I'm Josephine Sage. Let's talk weather. Now, as we take a look at these headlines, very similar to what we were looking at last night, the day before, nothing has really shifted too much. We're still looking at colder than seasonal average temperatures by a couple of degrees on both sides of things. Hanging out in those low 30s, upper 20s instead of those mid 30s like we typically are during those daytime afternoon hours. But during the evening hours, we are expected to sit around in those single digits on some of these weekday nights. So keep that in mind. Take those jackets with you. And also this evening for those higher regions, some more fresh snow is on the way as a winter storm moves on in tonight, sticks around through Wednesday and kind of moves on out, kind of disperses through Thursday and into Friday. Now, more locally in these lower elevation valley regions, we are expecting still, again, those cold temperatures, but a little bit of some drier air, not too much precipitation, not too much moisture that is going to be elevated for us. And I do want to chat about just how much snow is on the ground, very similar to, well, those accumulations of yesterday. 41 in Steamboat Springs, 24 in Aspen, 20 in Gunnison, 21 as we look towards Telluride, 16 even as we look towards Alamosa. And I want to chat about driving. Make sure you're slowing down. Make sure you're packing patience. Make sure you're being cautious of those drivers around you, especially if you're headed to those higher regions, especially if you're headed up to those ski resorts. And we're really going to start focusing as this big storm moves on out. This is what we're focusing on in tonight. Pacific Northwest low pressure is not only bringing in that first cold front, the second cold front pushing in a lot of that northerly Arctic air, which is what's giving us this decrease in temperatures. That's what's actually going to give us single-digit nighttime temperatures. And we are going to notice a lot of this storm is going to be focused through those northern mountains, through those central mountains, through that continental divide region, and even over the San Juans. And a lot of these regions are still looking at another double-digit accumulation storm headed their way. And we're going to notice even through this evening, we still have a little bit of some lingering showers, of course, across those northern and central plains. But for us more locally over the northern mountains, as this Pacific Northwest low pushes in and this one leaves, we got single digits expected tonight before the bulk of that heads our way Wednesday. We're also going to notice as this moves on in pretty widespread through those northern Rockies, and that's where it's going to turn basically into that snow that we're feeling more locally. And in terms of more locally, this futurecast is going to show, well, tonight, 5 p.m. Telluride, Ridgeway, a little bit through Crested Butte, Aspen, Gunnison, receiving that first kind of round, first band of that moisture. Fast forward 6 a.m., still really only focused over those San Juans, but then the bulk of this moisture headed our way through Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening, where even stretching down towards Durango and Pagosa Springs, we are going to see, again, those snowstorms. Now, also today, 33 in Grand Junction, 28 in Montrose, which is actually, again, a few degrees below those averages. And speaking of those cool temperatures, speaking of those averages, we're going to notice that we are hanging out in those 30s as per Discovery Auto Group's 7-day forecast. And again, like I said, a couple days with some single digits for those evening lows. And Montrose, same trend, a few degrees cooler, 4 degrees this evening and just 5 as we look towards Friday.